What's up everybody, Dr. D here. Today we're going to be working on the CAGED system further and going into the A shape, A major chord, A major arpeggio, A major scale, A major pentatonic, A major blues, and learning how to move that up and down the neck and play that in any key. So before we jump in, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications, and let's get into it. Okay, so we're going to look at the A major shape today. The A major shape, of course, on the open position of the guitar is like this. However you want to play it. I've seen people finger it as many different ways as you possibly could, but more or less the A shape has an A rooted on the A string. Then it's got the fifth, the root again, then it's got a third, and then it's got a fifth. Right? And if you wanted to play fifth on the bass, there's the open E string too. So it's kind of like all six strings. Even though the root's on the A string, you know, the E string is also part of the chord. It's just not the root. So yeah, so that's your shape right there. Now this shape is really unable to be played, the scales and the chords. You can't really play the whole A shape because you run out of frets, the nuts back here. So what I'm going to do is start this A shape, moving it up to C, okay? So, you know, if you're doing C major, this is going to be the first iteration of your CAGED shape where it becomes A major, okay? So we'll go like that. So let's start with the octaves. There's your two octaves. You've got a root on the A string and you've got a fifth fret root on the G string, okay? So this relationship of an octave, it's going to work everywhere, even on the low strings too. But anyway, on the A string, you've got this octave relationship. Now, next up, let's look at the arpeggio of it, okay? So if we're going to play an arpeggio of this shape, the A shape, we're going to play the root, third, fifth, root, third, fifth. That's kind of the arpeggio in whatever order we can play it. So the most basic one is there's the root in your second finger, there's the major third, there's the fourth, there's the fifth, and then here's the root again, okay? So you've got root, third, fifth, then you've got the root, third, fifth. Cool. All right, so when I play the arpeggio, I mean, there's several ways you could finger it, but one of the ways you could do it is second finger, first finger, fourth finger, and then bar. It's one way of doing it. That works too. Yeah, you just be creative with how you want to finger stuff, but you got the root, the fifth down here. So also there's a fifth. So I don't know, the arpeggio, there's the arpeggio. Let's do the major pentatonic next. So major pentatonic, 5-note scale, root, second, third, fifth, and sixth. So the major pentatonic goes root, second, third, fifth, sixth, root. And then the next iteration of the octave, starting on the pinky here on the G string, root, second, third, fifth, sixth. Okay, so it kind of ends there. So all in all, it goes from the top string, second, fourth, second, fourth, first, fourth, first, fourth, second, fourth, second, fourth. So it's got a nice little symmetrical pattern to it. Okay, so there's the pentatonic. Your blues major, you're going to have a blue note on the minor third. So I like to play it like this. You could also go, you know, there's a chromatic move basically between the second, minor third, and the major third. But one of the ways I play it is, or, and then here's the octave if you want to do that. Okay, so you got blue notes right there, blue note right here, and that's blue scale. Okay, now let's look at the major scale. Major scale here for the A shape is going to have the root, and let's just complete the first octave of it. So major scale, you're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, fourth note of the scale, fifth note of the scale, sixth note, seventh note, and eighth note. A major scale, in comparison to a major pentatonic scale, the extra notes are the fourth and the seventh. They're both half-step notes that are, half step off the major third and a half step before the root, which is the leading tone. So those are the notes that are left out with the major pentatonic. So for the major scale, let's start on the root and walk down. So we have root, seventh, sixth, fifth, fourth down there if we want it. Back to the fifth, sixth, seventh, root. Let's go up from there. Root, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, root. Then we have the root, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. Okay? So in this playable position, another place you can play, instead of reaching way back here for that F, you could play, so you could access the F here on the 6th fret instead. And that's kind of nice because you have like 4, 3, 1, 4, 3, 1, 4, 2, 1, 4, 2, 1. All right, okay, so there's the major scale there. Awesome, and this is already the movable position of it. Of course, it originated from A in the open position, and we just made it into a bar chord by using the last 3 fingers to play the chord, and then putting the first finger there and shifting it. Be sure that you know where the roots are, and if you're going to connect it with, like, playing a bunch of chords in the same position, like say C major if you're starting out, C major pivots on the root to the next C major shape of A. And work on your scales there, work on your scales in that position, and kind of work your way through those 2 positions. Is a great way to build upon the stuff you learned from the last time. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Be sure to like the video and hit subscribe and turn on notifications and all that good stuff, and we'll see you in the next video. Peace out.